Tonight's episode of the Sunday Night Talk is here. We recorded it Sunday night right after the 49ers Rams game. We catch Omar in a very emotional state. Diamante Williams is back on the show as well with us. We have a lot to cover. But before that, don't forget, catch me doing live stand-up comedy February 11th. That's Friday night. I am on at 9:30 p.m. I just checked the lineup. There's a lot of really funny comics on the list as well. So come out and see me. Contact me, or the website is flapperscomedy.com. Today on the show, we had two games. The conference championships was today. We explain what the conference championship weekend is to us. We tackle the games, thoughts, questions, what stood out for us as well during these big conference championship games, the games that takes the team to the Super Bowl, the winning team, that is. Then we do a quick ranking of who's left in the league. We do the awards. We have a special challenge that goes off the rails, as it usually does. And then we wrap it all up with legal ramifications. So, conference championship weekend, it's over. It's Sunday night. Are you exhausted? Did you pick correctly? Are you surprised by the winners and losers of this Sunday's round of games? Well, guess what? We have one more game to go, and that's the Super Bowl. Unless you count the Pro Bowl. Nah, we don't count that. It's fun, though. The Sunday Night Talk with me and Omar Carmona and special guest Diamante Williams happens right now. Enjoy. All right, we are here. It is a Sunday Night Talk. It's 8:11 West Coast time, recording this after watching two conference championship games. Omar Carmona joins me. He's in the man cave. Not in the greatest of moods, but look at that. He's a trooper. He's still here. Diamante Williams is here as well. Yours and my team lost 2 rounds ago. Omar's, you lost this round.
It felt like we won today, though. It felt like we won today, though.
Oh, look at that. Already. Shots fired out of the gate. Well, we just watched the conference championship games. Arguably the best weekend of games of the season. No frills, no off-the-field storylines, just 2 games on a Sunday to determine the Super Bowl. The excitement of a home crowd for a big game. The anticipation of which 4 potential matchups we'll see as the final product. The conference championship to me is perfect because it comes at a time where we're removed from Christmas, New Year's, kids are back in school, everybody's back to work. There's no other event other than the 2 games on conference championship Sunday. It's the only thing that's happening. So that season. I didn't get sad this week like I did last week, knowing that the season is coming to an end. So I just got deep into the final battle of the last 2 teams standing at the end of the NFL season. Omar, what do you love about the conference championship weekend?
I want to correct you there. You said earlier that there were no other off-the-field stories. Tom Brady retired, but then maybe didn't retire. So
that's true. We got a couple.
That was kind of big. But no, I'm wearing my 49ers stuff with pride. We went a lot farther than I would have expected. The bottom line is this. Had the 49ers won today and then won the next game, it's not like we'd be talking about them like we do like the 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. It's not one of those great teams. The greatest show on turf. They exceeded, they played better than what they are on paper. But I think they have a good foundation. So I am holding my head up high. You hate to lose with a dropped interception like that. Jaquazi Tart dropping that. Give me that dud.
Yeah.
That Matt Stafford. And, safeties, cornerbacks, DBs, they don't get balls like that in this league, okay?
Yep.
There was one in the Cincinnati game as well. You're right.
And that happened there too. And so, you know what? But you know, it is what it is. I think we got a lot to build on. There's gonna, there's some teams that aren't gonna go away. The Cowboys aren't going away. I'm not a Cowboy fan, you guys know that, but the talent's gonna be there still. The Packers, questionable whether or not Aaron Rodgers is coming back, because that's a totally different team if he doesn't come back. But Buccaneers too, where they're in major flux right now. But there is a lot of talent in the NFC still. So, off season for my team, Diamante's team, it's going to be a huge off season.
What about you, D? Conference championship weekend, your favorite? Do you feel it's an hors d'oeuvre? What are your thoughts going into Sunday?
It's got to be the best weekend for sure. I mean, we had a great weekend last weekend of games. I hate that I missed this talk last week, but this weekend, I mean, you saw underdogs playing, like both underdogs. I mean, one of them won the game. The other one almost won the game, right? And that's the beauty of championship weekend, because these guys don't get this far for no reason, right? It's not luck.
Tears. And we saw tears today as well. Talent. It's so final.
It's talent. It's talent. So kudos to the Bengals. Kudos to the 49ers. I give it up to you guys this year. You guys balled out. Deebo Samuel, he's a stud.
Superstar. He's a superstar in this league.
I'm a fan.
Superstar.
And he got injured in both games, in the divisional and the conference, and he battles his way and gets back on the field.
Notice the attention he was getting from the Rams at post.
They had to.
They went to him and basically showed respect to him.
Yeah.
They bowed down. They said, "You are a baller."
Yeah, they had to, because that's the only way that they're scoring points. That's the only way that opens the offense. So if he's in the backfield, we're going after him after the rush. He's on the sideline. He got, how many screens did he get today? Yeah, that guy's a stud, man. And then when he gets the ball in his hands, he's like a Ferrari. He just takes off. That deceptive speed is there, man.
And he won't run away from a tackle either.
No.
Yeah.
Gonna run you over.
Took a couple big hits too. I felt like they were one or two play calls away from blowing that game open, like a Deebo Samuel halfback pass type of play, or like a hook and ladder type of. I feel like the playbook needed like a trick play or something to get him involved in a way that was surprising. But we'll talk about that. Yeah. Memorable conference championship games that I jotted down just this week out of my memory. 1999 Bucks Rams, the Burt Emanuel non-catch game.
That was a great game. Oh, it was
called incomplete.
It was an 11-6 game, right?
Yeah, it was a weirdly low scoring game, and that was the catch. That was the play where he catches it, but it brushes the ground. This was the Rams' first Super Bowl appearance. They play the Bucks.
And the game was 5-0 for the longest time. It was the safety and a field goal.
So, sometimes we have weird scoring games in the conference championship. A safety, something strange happens. A backup QB has to come in. It's unpredictable. 1995 Colts Steelers. This is the Harbaugh bomb that almost was.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really, really exciting game. I rewatched this.
I remember that.
That was a good conference championship. 1992 Cowboys 49ers, the beginning of the dynasty, is a great one. 2009 Vikings Saints, the Brett Favre Bounty Gate game.
Yeah.
Is an awesome one. And then
I can think the 1990 Giants 49ers.
I was just talking about that. One of my favorite games.
Leonard Marshall just leveled Joe Montana at the end of that game.
The hypotheticals from that game are amazing, because the 49ers could have went to their third straight Super Bowl. And if they do, Steve Young would have started that game, because Montana was crippled after that game. And then we have to ask, would the 49ers have beaten the Buffalo Bills in that game?
And then we don't see Montana anymore in San Francisco after that, right?
No, I believe he was on the team, but didn't play. He was no longer started.
The next year, he was out the next year.
Yeah.
He was out the whole year?
Yeah. And then the next year, he started the next year.
I see. That's right.
but they
but
had
he was
Steve
getting
Young on there.
hurt, and
Yep.
then finally they gave the job to Young, and then that's when he
He
went over
went
to
to the
Kansas City.
Chiefs.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, but there were some great you know obviously the catch, Joe Montana beating the Dallas Cowboys
Yep, that was
in
my
8-1.
final entry.
But there was some great Redskins,
Hmm.
Vikings made a few conference championships. Um, so it's definitely a fun weekend. I like it more though when the
The
weekend falls.
Eagles.
The Eagles. I like it more though when the
Eagles were in a
conference
lot of them.
championship
They
falls
were
on
important, right?
MLK. It's usually on MLK weekend.
Yep. Yep.
That's true.
And that was last
Do
weekend,
you
right?
think?
Yep.
Oh,
Do
and
you
actually,
think
it
if
was weird. It
the
would have been this year. Had it been normal schedule, it would have
Hmm.
fallen last week. But MLK was
Hmm.
actually wild card weekend.
Yep.
Oh, that's
That's right.
right. Do you
That's
think if
right.
the
Extra
49ers pull
game.
out that game against the Giants, Omar, do you think they beat the Bills with Steve
I
Young?
absolutely do. The Bills,
Yeah.
that Bills team was destined to lose 4 Super Bowls. Okay.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, one memorable conference
I didn't.
championship for me is a game I cried at is when my Raiders lost to the Buffalo Bills that very same year. I cried
52-3, right?
to 3. It was a
I
horrible
got
game. It was
blasted.
over and I started crying.
My what the memorable game that pops out to me was the Houston Oilers versus the Bills.
That was a wild card, I think.
Was that? I think it could have. I think it was a divisional game,
Or it could have
if
been
I'm
a
not
divisional. You're
mistaken.
right.
Because was it?
I think it
Look
was
that up.
divisional wild card. I don't remember the Oilers ever getting to a conference championship game.
Because I remember it could have been a all Texas Super Bowl that year. It probably
Yes.
wasn't even a conference. It wasn't a conference championship. Let me
All
look that
Texas
up.
Super Bowl would have been huge.
An all Texas Super Bowl would have meant they would have Congress would have gotten involved and gotten rid of Texas as a state. That would have been the most obnoxious 2 weeks leading up to a Super Bowl after a conference championship weekend.
Beautiful.
I don't know if there's any other entries to this, but I looked up what other sports essentially have a Final Four on the same day. The only other thing I found was the NCAA basketball has their 2 games, and then the college football bowl championship series, which is a recent addition into it. Can you think of any other sport that has their final 2 games on the same day, one after another?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're a tennis fan, obviously, semifinals of Grand Slams are
Right.
That's
played
true.
one after the other. No.
And Nadal, give a shout out to
Oh,
Nadal
and shout
today,
out to
right?
Nadal, the
Yep.
greatest, major championship of all time. But yeah, it's such a special weekend. But now we got 2 weeks to think, Super Bowl and all the storylines. And I think we're obviously, I think people are going to be rooting for Matt Stafford. It's a great story. To be in Detroit for so long, the same city that made Barry Sanders quit early, that made Calvin Johnson quit early, and he finally wins 2 playoff games away from them. It only goes to show you that's a toxic team. But it, you know, it, he,
I didn't prep. I already have a challenge for this week, but how about the challenge should be, let's just see how many former Detroit players we can name. Let's just see how many we can get. I can do Barry Sanders, Scott Mitchell, Eric Kramer. Herman Moore, good one, good
Herman
one.
Moore.
I got 3. Does
Nate
Wayne
Burleson.
Fonts count? Can I say Wayne Fonts?
counts.
Excellent, excellent.
For sure.
Where are you on Super Bowl right after the conference championship or a week in between? Do you like one or the other? Because I personally would like the Super Bowl the week following. Keep me in the like the mood of like football all the time. Let's go matchups. Whereas the week in between, it seems like there's potential for my attention to get lost. Where are you on that?
I'm with. I want the best quality game, and I think the best
Yeah.
quality game could possibly be done with an extra week. Because look, I offhand, I don't know when these 2 teams particularly had their bye week, but conceivably bye week start at week what 5. week week
Yep.
week 5. And so, could you imagine getting a bye week 5, and then
And
like
not
having
getting another one.
and not getting any sort of break until the Super Bowl, adding one more week to the regular season like they did this week, and and these teams did not have the first round bye from their conference championships
Yeah.
in their bracket. That's a long ass time playing football.
Yeah.
I like when you turn my questions into a lawyer opening statement from you, Omar. It always gets me jazzed up. When you're like, can you imagine? I feel like I'm on the jury and you're pontificating on me. What about you, D? Week in between or right after the conference championship?
Week in between.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
in the minority on this one.
Yeah. You want the best football. It gives the guys a chance to heal, right? It gives the teams a chance to study each other also.
Best game plan.
Good football. Mm-hmm.
Or if you are a fan of my team in 2003, when the Raiders went to the Super Bowl, it gives your offensive lineman an extra week to go to Mexico and go totally AWOL. So there's another age to that sword. I didn't prep you on this one, Dino, but I did with Omar. Okay, we know it's Cincinnati and the Rams in the Super Bowl. What Tom Cruise movie best represents these two teams? Go ahead, Omar. Do you have a movie for each of these teams?
I don't really have one for the Rams. I mean, I'm gonna. Well, I'll give the title Top Gun to the Rams. I mean, they're clearly on paper they are head to toe the best team. They are the Top Gun team. And when you think about it, when you look at from week 1 to today, they are the best team from start to finish.
Best of the best?
I think they were
Top
the best,
Gun?
of the best team. I would have taken them over the Packers. There was something about the Packers I wasn't sold on.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think head to toe with the acquisitions, Von Miller's not the same Von Miller he was 5 years ago. I think we can all agree on that. But
he can still get after the ball.
But he brings something to that team that he's a motor. You know what I mean? He's still a leader. And they still have to concentrate on him. They still focus on him. Aaron Donald, who, when it's all said and done, may give Lawrence Taylor a run for the greatest defensive player to ever play the game. That's up there. Jalen Ramsey, a top-notch defense. I mean, this is a great team. Okay, so we can't. So they're the Top Gun. Now I want to give Joe Burrow a kind of a cocktail type movie.
Yeah, I like that.
A very young Tom Cruise. A very
trying to find his way in the world. Wants to make a name for himself.
But you know that after, but he is on the verge of greatness. You know what I mean? He's here. He's the superstar. Tom Brady retiring. Is this the quarterback that takes that torch? And the reason why I'm not saying it's Mahomes, he's a great quarterback. I just don't think what Mahomes does can possibly be sustainable for over a long period of time. So I don't know, and you guys may disagree with me.
I don't disagree with that. Who would you give the Maverick, Goose, and let's say Viper tag on the Rams?
I couldn't even,
Viper for sure.
Stafford.
Stafford is Maverick?
No, he's Iceman.
Oh, I forget about Iceman. Stafford's Iceman. Who would be?
I like Jalen Ramsey as Iceman.
Really?
Jalen Ramsey, he's kind of like the guy that nobody really likes. A little,
I'm gonna give. I give Jalen Ramsey slider.
Jalen Ramsey. I think he's a clown. He's a clown. Yeah. He stinks.
If we keep up with the Top Gun names, Sean McVay is definitely Viper. He's leading the charge. He's been there. He's war tested. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's all in. He's all in on it. He's running the Top Gun school.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Aaron Donald has got to be Iceman. I changed my initial answer.
Did you see the Aaron Donald motivational speech?
Yeah.
I wanted to go tackle somebody.
Well, it looked like it was going to be a motivational ass beating because I think he wanted to beat some ass on that sideline too. But he's the best. I'll give Von Miller, something like Hollywood, a good compliment to, to Iceman.
Aaron Donald.
And then it's
Mm-hmm.
Maverick and Goose. It's Stafford and Cooper Cup. I mean, they're just
Definitely.
they're the
Maverick and
ultimate.
Goose.
And I want to give.
Wait, does that mean Cooper Cup is going to die somewhere in the third quarter of the Super Bowl?
It could happen. It could happen. And
Damn, this took a turn.
I want to give Sundown to Jalen Ramsey. He's going to be my Sundown.
Oh, yeah. Sundown, great name. Not a great character in that movie, though. Great name.
Maverick at some point grabs him and wants to shake him. And I think that's right. The thing with Ramsey. It's like, the thing with Ramsey is, like, you never know if you're going to end up, like, with a 15-yard penalty. You know what I mean? Like, just something stupid.
Right. At some point, Stafford goes and shakes Ramsey on the sideline for getting a personal foul or something. And he's like, come on, man, get your head in the game. Something like that. Or maybe the other way around. Like, remember how someone has to save Maverick at the end of the movie
from his depression.
Knock him out of his funk.
Yep. What about OBJ? Who
I
do you put
went
on OBJ?
for my Tom Cruise movie. OBJ, who's left? OBJ is pretty flashy. Oh, Wolfman. What about Wolfman for OBJ? or who was Michael Ironside? Jester.
Jester, that's right.
There you go.
Could be good. I went with, for my Rams Tom Cruise pick, I went with Mission Impossible 2. Because a lot of action, but we've got new characters. We saw the Rams in the Super Bowl already, and this is the sequel. We got a lot of the same parts. We still got McVay, but now we got a few new actors in it. We got a new QB. We got a few different receivers. So I go Mission Impossible 2. We still have Tom Cruise. We still have Vig Rhames. We still have a cool mission, but now a few different. So I went Mission Impossible 2 for my Tom Cruise movie. What about you, D? Do you have a Tom Cruise movie for the Rams?
Not for the Rams, but definitely for the Bengals.
Okay, go ahead. Give us the Bengals one.
For the Bengals, I was going to say Mission Impossible 1, right? Because what they just did was freaking impossible, right?
Breaking into Langley?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, going into Kansas City and pulling that upset, that's incredible what they just did. So incredible. And they did it twice, and they did it twice in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
At that.
And they came back from 21-3?
Yep.
That's true.
That's good. I went for my Cincinnati Tom Cruise movie, The Outsiders. We got early Tom Cruise, but we got a ton of actors in The Outsiders that aren't popular yet. We had Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, Tom Cruise. So this is like the beginning of a huge career. So for my Tom Cruise movie, Cincinnati Bengals, The Outsiders is my movie. What about you, Omar? Cincinnati Tom Cruise movie.
I was Cocktail. Definitely Cocktail. He's right.
Oh, you went Cocktail. That's right.
Yeah, they're right on the edge, right on the cusp of superstardom.
It's good Tom Cruise movies there. All right, let's go off-field news before we tackle the games. I got Tom Brady retiring, then not retiring as of Saturday. I was thinking, number one, like, it was sources say Tom Brady's retiring. Then he said, like, no, they didn't say that. Well, who are your fucking sources? Who said this?
Yeah, seriously.
So in this day and age where we need to triple check any sort of headline before we believe anything, like, what does it take to report a story? And then he says, no, I'm not retiring. So then I thought, like, this is a very Aaron Rodgers move. Like, how can I steal some of the attention and get it on me, even though I'm not even playing right now? Very Aaron Rodgers of a move by Tom Brady here.
You know, I want
during
to say
Super Bowl
one
week
thing about
that
this.
He's up to Jeopardy or Price is Right.
I want to say one thing. It looks like if I were Schefter, I'd kind of feel like an asshole tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you reported something. You're clearly not on the in with Brady, and he kind of made you look like a dick. You know? So I think his credit, and don't get me wrong, I think this is one of those stories. Brady retiring is one of those stories that you want to be the guy to break the news. I mean, obviously I think these guys have a lot of adrenaline, and this goes to their in their trophy case. I just think he looked like a big dick
Yep.
reporting it, and then them going back and
Yep.
saying, hey, he hasn't made up his mind yet.
Yep.
I agree. If we're like when we talk about Mahomes in a second, Mahomes has the worst fourth quarter ever. Schefter had the worst Saturday ever. Like,
Oh my
why are you
goodness.
reporting stuff that is not confirmed unless it was confirmed and then Brady was going to fuck with them and said, like, hey, guess what? I didn't really say that at all.
Did you
And when
see
did Schefter
his
become the
company?
czar?
Yeah. Did you see his company even put something on Twitter talking about his Super Bowls and
Right.
yeah, and then they took that
So
down.
maybe something was a disconnect somewhere along the lines
Yeah.
between him retiring. But from what I heard, that Tom Brady does a radio show with Jim Gray every Monday, and maybe he's saving it for some sort of announcement on Monday. I guess we will see. And then my other off the field note was I'm always curious what the other stations are playing during these football games. So I checked, and we had snowboarding, figure skating, motocross, and then here in Los Angeles, the local news had a reporter just walking through SoFi Stadium getting little quotes from people as they were tailgating. So it was quite the mess. You could have watched some very third party sports during the game if you really wanted to. All right, should we talk the games? Let's start.
Let's do it.
Cincinnati, KC. My first note of the game was, did you see Jim Rome give a report at the beginning of
Yeah.
this game?
Oh,
What the
nobody's
hell
seen
happened to
that
Jim
guy.
Rome?
Let's move on.
Nobody's seen him in like 5 years, and all of a sudden he comes out with all this spiky hair and everything.
I don't even want to. We've already spoken too long about Jim Rome.
I saw that and I said, like, who put Guy Fieri in the dryer?
Yeah, it's
What was
stupid.
going on there? I didn't even know Jim Rome did CBS stuff.
Yeah, I was like, why was he even on the sideline? When did that happen?
I don't know
who
either.
were they missing? Who didn't make the trip?
I don't know. I don't get it at all. It just dawned on me that the Chiefs are trying to go to their third straight Super Bowl as well. I forgot
They were playing in their fourth straight conference championship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
And that's not easy.
pretty impressive.
And
Yeah.
that is very impressive. But I want to say one thing. Joe Burrow did to Pat Mahomes today what Pat Mahomes has been doing to a lot of teams.
Yep.
You know, and that's spotting them a
Points.
huge amount of points,
Yeah.
and then coming back.
Twice in
Yeah.
4 weeks.
Yeah,
Twice
and
in
so
4 weeks.
I'm saying this guy Joe Burrow, he's really showing me something.
you texted me, and it was the perfect comparison. It was Elway. Joe Burrow
I really did feel like I was watching the coming of age of a. I'm just I don't want to put it's not a prediction or anything. It just seems like he's a young John Elway out there. He's fearless.
the runs were amazing.
His runs,
Yes.
he was just his will to win, and I hope he doesn't have to go through Elway's heartbreak, before he was able to get over the hump. But God, Cincinnati, you got to think about a team that was going nowhere 2 years ago. I mean,
Didn't
2
they have the
years
number one
ago,
pick 2 years ago? They had the
they
number
had
one
the
pick.
top. I mean, they had the top pick
Top
2
three.
years ago.
Like it's been such a example of the whole season. The season is so long, and this year the teams can really turn it around from not even the beginning of the season, the middle of the season now. If we would have picked the Bengals at the beginning of the season, the middle of the season, to make a playoff run, no way. I looked it up. Do you know what the Super Bowl odds were for the Bengals preseason to go to the Super Bowl?
Yes,
What was it?
it was 10,000 to 1. They were plus 10,000 to win the Super Bowl.
Gosh,
I'm a betting guy. Plus
Fourth
10,000.
fourth worst odds
look
of
at
all
that.
of all teams were the Bengals, and yet here they are in the Super Bowl. Like my two fears going into this game was the big one was Cincinnati lost their tight end on the second series of the game.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking too because Uzoma's been there for a while, and he's a contributor, and it looks like he's out for the year. That was
Right.
heartbreaking, but I'm telling you, do not sleep on this Bengals team. Jamar
I don't think
Chase.
anybody's going to, Rams aren't going to take them lightly anymore. But the week before, remember the Chiefs lost Tyrann Mathieu in the very first series of the game as well. And then the Rams lost their tight end on like the second series. So I think the rule is lose a first string player in the first quarter and you will win the game.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
What I wanted to go back to the comment that Tony Romo made about getting the snap down.
Did you see that?
What was that?
Man, that was great. He was talking about getting the hold on, and he was talking about how everything you had to do to get as the holder, and then and Nance is just there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't get it.
And said, "You missed my joke." He's like, "You missed my joke here, man."
He didn't get it. That was great. I missed it too. I didn't know what he was talking about.
A friend of mine brought it. A friend of mine was like, "Oh yeah," and then like Tony got it, and it was just like, wow.
Well,
so long ago.
That was brutal. That was that Romo on fire year where like, who's this guy? And Parcells had this gem, and I just felt so bad for Romo.
The holder. He was still the holder. He was starting quarterback and the holder.
Right. Parcells overrated or underrated or rated? What do you think? Just off the top of your head. I go overrated sometimes with Parcells.
No, he's rated.
He's rated. He's rated. He's rated.
All right. Maybe I'm basing this all on the Cowboys years.
He took the Cowboys. Dude, he won with Quincy Carter. He's rated.
Okay, I'll give him a point for that. Quincy Carter years. To me, this game really starts at the end of the second quarter when the Chiefs completely botch that red zone series. Totally un-Chiefs-like. They've got 9 seconds, and Mahomes doesn't like it. He throws the ball on the ground, and Romo's like, look how smart he is. He's like, just get rid of it. Play. You can have another play. And then Mahomes throws a pass in the flats, and the guy gets tackled. Yeah. End of half.
How mad was Andy Reid?
That's arrogance. He was bad today.
He was bad
good today. Yeah.
He was bad for
arrogance, though. They should have kicked that field goal. That's big
time.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that at all. The play call, it was so un-Mahomes like. I don't know if
I thought it was being very disrespectful to the Bengals pass rush because the Bengals and Niners, Bengals, they got those kinds of pass rushes that you better think about getting those 3 points, instead of going for it because they'll sack your ass and you're not going to have time to get another playoff.
Yep.
Then halftime, I made a note of halftime. I don't know if you watched the CBS halftime show, but they got completely drowned out by the concert that apparently was happening in the stadium, and they couldn't hear each other. JB was trying to do sign language. I love it when a live show goes totally wrong. Do we think Mahomes was injured? Do we think he was... Because they didn't seem like injury mistakes he was making. They were bad decision mistakes. I don't know what was going on with them.
Auntie, this is the same thing that happened 4 weeks ago. They were up 18 points, and they came out in the second half, and it just the Bengals just made adjustments, and they couldn't. They stopped Mahomes, right? I think it's better defense than bad Mahomes. I think it was a defensive adjustment because they were getting after him with 4 guys, just like the 49ers do.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know if it was Nance or Romo said, are they going to blitz?
That guy, he is a baller, too. Yep. He's going to give Stafford some problems.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, the defense.
And how about the new here? So, if you're a Bengals fan, and you haven't had much to celebrate in the last, since you were, if you're our age, probably ever, okay? You had the end, you had Boomer Esiason when we were kids, and he was fun to watch, but he really didn't have anybody else. The Icky Shuffle.
Jeff Blake?
Then you had the Carson Palmer with Ocho Cinco and TJ Hushmanzada and Rudy. Right. Was it Rudy? Rudy Johnson.
Corey Dillon. Remember Corey Dillon had a flash
Dillon,
in the
although he was a great running back on horrible teams.
Yep.
Jeff Blake would throw that bomb to Carl. So
Jeff Blake.
If you had to buy a jersey, are you buying a Burrow jersey, or are you going to be a badass and buy an Evan McPherson jersey?
Oh,
Evan
McPherson. Buy the
Tough.
brash kicker jersey.
I like that. I like that. I love a good jersey hypothetical purchase question. Are you going to go the player everybody knows? Are you going to go deeper cut? Are you going to go home or away jersey? Oh, here's one jersey you could go with. The tight end who comes in, Higgins, he had 6 huge catches in this
T.
game.
Higgins. He's a
Higgins,
third
yeah.
string receiver.
Oh, he's third? I thought he came in for the injured tight end. He was huge, though.
No, yeah, Higgins was great. He's the third receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. T.
And
Higgins.
then I had Romo had a quote when Chase made like his like 4th catch. He was like, "Chase is on the case." I keep waiting for Tony Romo to say, "Come on, Jim, that was funny. You know it."
That's so awesome to see those two guys just balling again in the NFL. That is so cool to see. We saw them at LSU, and now a couple years later, they're balling in the NFL, doing the same thing.
I love it. I love that they're
Hey,
college
hey.
teammates and now pro teammates.
We're not there yet, but my prediction, you're gonna call it Ram hate, but it's not. I like this Bengals team.
Oh, ooh,
Okay.
ooh,
We'll get to
already.
that.
He's excited. He's just,
Well-
it could be a little Ram hate there. You know, that's a division rival.
Could be.
I wouldn't expect you to.
These are
want
raw
to
emotions, D.
Yeah,
It's
I see that.
it's Sunday night. These are
I
raw
was
emotions.
emotional a couple weeks ago too, so I feel him.
Cincinnati ties it at 21 all.
Do you guys know any
And then-
Bengals fans? Sorry, Pat. Sorry, PAT.
I don't.
I don't.
personally don't.
I had a rep, and I forget his name, but I could see his face right now. He's the only Bengals fan I've ever known in my life. Some guy that worked for me.
I think we're gonna meet some friends these next 2 weeks that are gonna
fine.
come out and say, "Oh, I always liked the
Fine.
Bengals."
Oh yeah.
It's all bullshit. No, I don't know. And you know, it's hard for guys. And I'm gonna put you apart from Patrick and I on this, Diamante, because you are a Cowboys fan, but you come from Cowboy country, and I want to say that because you probably don't get the text. Like, I am probably like the only 49er fan that a lot of people know. You know what I mean? And Patrick's probably the only Raider fan that a lot of people know.
Really?
So it's
Okay.
like for us because we get all these fucking text messages like, "You okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay."
You should see the ones I get about you. I got one from my brother after the game saying, "Someone do a wellness check on Carmona."
You know, I don't think the Cowboys fans in this area go through that, but it is so painful that people are trying to be nice and you're like, fuck off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
Do you guys have the friend also who is a football fan but is more so an anti-fan of your team for the sake of being an anti-fan? I have a friend who every time the Raiders lose or every time the Raiders have to punt, I get a text, "What happened there, pussy?" And then every time the Raiders score a touchdown, "Lucky." Like, it will never end. The Raiders could go undefeated, and my friend will text me, "Paper champions." It will never end. And I buy in, and I answer him back. And the best is when his team loses and I write back something, and then he'll just respond, "Fuck you." Like, he won't keep the jokes coming. He'll just lose it, and he'll tell me to fuck off. So I'm glad to hear that everybody has that friend that you just want to kill them through text.
I have a lot of people like that for me right now that, you know, and they're Cowboys fans, and, you know, they're so nice, respectful ones.
We're still bitter, man. We're still a little hurt. We're still, you know, we're a little bitter still, but
Right.
hey, get excited. We won today too.
Let's jump to, unless there's something else, that final.
I'm surprised you didn't say talk about your off the field stuff about the Raiders picking up Josh McDaniels.
Yeah,
and the GM. You didn't
and the
even talk
GM.
about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was holding out for Harbaugh. I liked Harbaugh. I knew. Well, I knew we had to get somebody.
He's not going. He hasn't made. If you're in college at one of probably a handful of schools across the nation, you're not going anywhere unless they kick you out of there.
Disagree, because number one, he's getting paid, but I don't think he cares about money, because all the bonuses he got this year he gave away. I'm not breaking anything. I heard this on a show already. Every bonus he got, he gave away to people who got furloughed for COVID stuff.
Yeah,
nice.
He beat Ohio State already. He's in the championship.
First time ever.
I think that's all he needs, though. I think he wants to get back to the NFL. I think
do
he
too.
wants to be back.
I do too.
I think he wants another shot at it. So, and we talk about loyalty. We're in an era of player empowerment, but we forget we're in an era of coach empowerment, especially in college. The college coach can call their shot. So I would not be surprised if I wanted him for the Raiders because I think he's a good coach, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to the NFL in the next 3 years.
How many coaching
And it was reported.
He was with the Vikings.
And it was reported
this week.
Yep, he was.
Yeah. It was reported that if the Raiders offered him the job, that he would take it. Who the Raiders offered him, he would take it. So I don't believe that he's there forever, but I think he comes back to the NFL. I like Josh McDaniels. He seems good, but I just remember him doing the fist pump when he was the Denver head coach, because they went like 5-0, and then they lost like their next 8 straight games.
And then he was gone.
And he was gone. So I'm not jumping over the moon for this hire.
I wasn't wrong about him being a coach for the Colts for like 5 minutes, right?
I don't remember that one. Was he?
He was signed, and he like quit with like about a few days later.
He didn't even write it was another Schefter moment, I think. I think Schefter broke the news, and then he was like, "Psych, I'm still staying in New England."
So we needed a coach anyway. So okay, that's a good hire, but I don't know. I wanted a big name. I wanted a big name for some crazy reason. Who knows? Unless you have something else, I'm jumping right to that final drive inside the 10-yard line for Mahomes. Oof. Because here's their series. They need to tie the game with a field goal. They have 1st and goal. First down is a 1-yard run. Second down, Mahomes scrambles and loses 4 yards. Third down, Mahomes fumbles and loses 17 yards. What the hell was going on in that series? Yeah. Not a single play to the end zone. And then they kick it and they tie it, and then we have overtime. But I don't know if Mahomes is off or play calling is off, but that fumble, he could have blown the whole game.
But that was the whole second half, though. PAT. They couldn't really move the ball on them in that second half. They were rushing forward and getting home, and they were dropping everybody back. Cheetah didn't have any. I don't think he had a second half reception. I think he got all his yards in the first half. They had him locked down. Yep. So that's what they were doing. They were getting home with four down, and they were dropping everybody into coverage, and it worked for them.
I just couldn't believe that they couldn't call something where Mahomes rolls out of the pocket and they can at least have a shot into the end zone. And instead it was Mahomes fumbled and almost gives the game away, and they have to make a long kick. And then we go into overtime, and I thought, all right, here's another win the coin toss, win the game. And the Chiefs don't deserve to win this game, and they're going to win it. And they won the coin toss.
First play of the game should have been a pick six, by the way.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was that in an ultimate ball don't lie.
You got the feeling that was their last chance to win the game.
Yes. With that pick six, that I was like, oh man, that could have been it. And then, yep, you're right about that, Omar.
Bengals sealed it. They got the pick on like the next play, and then they just ran it down, got the field goal. Well deserved. I felt like the right team won.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I feel like the Bengals deserved to win that game.
Did you guys feel like
it seemed like
I stopped watching? Yeah, when I started watching the game, and then they went up early, and then I started watching the USA-Canada soccer game because that's a World Cup qualifier. Because I thought this was
some alternative programming,
right? I thought it was going to be a blowout.
It was 21-3.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs looked awesome on those first few drives. Cincinnati couldn't do anything. And the D stepped up.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the San Francisco Rams game. I talked myself into and out of San Francisco, I think 10 times this week. They were like the media darling. They're the hot team. Stafford is, what's up with Stafford? And then it seemed like Jimmy G was the crux of the 49ers, and it turned out to be true. But they were saying, like, if he could just manage it, then they could get in. And, of course, you're like, oh, yeah, okay, that's been done before. Awesome defense, mediocre quarterback. It could be done. It totally could be done. But not to be Rams, Niner. A lot of 49er fans in the crowd.
Yeah, it was loud in there.
They did.
It it,
I
it
want to say
wasn't like
one
the
thing.
last.
Go ahead, Omar.
What what Rams did with Cooper Cup and Stafford is what I thought Aaron Rodgers and Diamante should have done to the 49ers. I mean,
Hmm.
that secondary is very beatable. Okay.
Hmm.
And and just they executed. Cooper Cup just had his way with the 49ers.
He's a
Uh,
stud.
he's a stud, and so I just thought that's something that Devontae and Aaron couldn't do. I know different elements, have something to do with it, but nonetheless, that it was just a well executed game plan. Obviously, the dropped interception by Jaquazi Tart that just was so demoralizing. It hurts so much, but hey,
And
look,
then he got a personal foul right after that. A
yeah,
personal
right
foul and
after, yeah,
penalty.
just stupid.
It's
Keeping
isn't it weird that every time there's an almost pick six or a drop, for some reason the offense gets motivation out of that, and the
Hmm.
very next play is always really positive yards for the offense out of it. It's weird how the psychology of that. It's kind of like, oh, new life, now we can do anything, and they
right.
end up getting big gains. I thought the Rams started off slow, and Cup and the tight end had some bad drops. And then just like the Cincinnati game, they totally turn around and they become the aggressors. And Stafford was
Yeah,
taking some good hits.
Yeah.
So this game was really rolling. I got into
yeah,
this game mid second quarter.
It
yeah.
is, and I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl. I'm going to say this: I couldn't think of a similar trajectory. I'm sure there's players out there that have taken a similar trajectory to Matt Stafford's, but I want to bring up another sport. I remember a few years ago when Dirk Nowitzki won his championship with the Mavericks, and we're talking about years of just disappointment, coming up so close, but never the big game. This reminds me a lot of that run that, the end of his career and people just rooting for him, and he seems like an all out good guy. I thought a lot about Dirk Nowitzki today. Weird as it was, another sport,
Yeah.
but it's kind of a run like that.
Yep.
Mm, I could see
Fitting
that.
Stafford, fitting because Stafford's a DFW guy.
Yeah, that's true. He is a DFW guy and a Nowitzki fan. He is.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
I could see
yeah.
that.
What was your
Pulling with
prediction, Omar? Well, you didn't give us a prediction before the game, but what
I had
what
a
was your
close
real
game, but I
prediction?
did have the Niners. I was somewhere similar. Like I don't know what I think I had something like 27-31, something like that.
Wow, you said that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
I had also in the game, interesting note, when's the last time we saw a kicker get in a fight with someone? Did you see the Robbie Gold doing his practice kicks and
No,
Ramsey tries to
he kicked this year. He kicked over the Cowboys cheerleaders.
right?
Yeah,
He kicked over the
disrespecting
Packers
everybody.
tunnel.
Yep. Yeah. We had a taunting call on San Francisco. It's almost
Yep.
like, all right, we just got to suspend the taunting calls for these playoffs. We had the
But
taunting call. I still don't
I like the
understand how they
taunting call.
determine taunting calls.
I like the taunting calls.
yeah,
You could taunt, just don't do it in somebody's face.
yeah. I mean, it is what it is, and there's a rule for that.
Yeah,
I will
taunt the
say this
crowd,
now:
taunt
Just
the
not to the face.
sideline. Yeah, just don't
the
do it in
the
somebody's face.
the 49ers, they choked against the Chiefs, 2 years ago, 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Today, 10-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator during the 28-3 comeback. It just seems like even when they're leading, in a big game, it's not guaranteed.
You don't have a killer at quarterback. That's why.
That's true. We don't. No,
You don't have
Yeah.
a killer
Jimmy
at
G has
quarterback.
played his last game for the 49ers.
Lock it in pick.
Lock it in pick. He's done.
What are they trading him? Getting draft picks for him or what?
I don't know. They're going to try to get something. I don't know. I mean, if I'm a GM, for any other team, I'm not giving up too much because I know that the Niners are going to be desperate to unload it.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get the return they probably could have gotten, earlier this year. But hey, look, it's hard to turn over the car keys to an unproven rookie, especially one that comes from South Dakota State. I mean, it's not exactly Alabama, Auburn that he's playing, LSU
I was
games.
surprised that they drafted him. I thought I could have sworn they were going to get Justin Fields. I thought they
He's
were going to get
he's
Justin Fields.
he's got the mechanics, and so he's there's something there, and I think that an athletic quarterback is more suited for Kyle Shanahan's
Yeah,
motion offense. You know,
yeah. That's why
so
I
we'll.
thought Fields. Like when I think of your guy that you guys drafted, I think of Carson Wentz, South Dakota State, right? That's where Carson Wentz went to.
Yeah, you better forget that thought right now.
Good gosh, they're
Wentz
horrible.
almost
I'm
won the
just saying.
MVP.
These Division two QBs. I mean, when was the last time you had a good one? Romo?
Here we go, Jim. I'm from Division Two. All that being said, Niners were in this game. They got somehow McVay wastes 2 timeouts on horrible challenges. I thought this is going to bite him in the ass. Every game is going down to the last drive. McVay's wasting timeouts on spotting the ball.
That challenge on the fumble. Who the hell told him to take the red flag out? The guy that they gotta fire is the one that's responsible from looking at those replays real quick.
Red flag guy.
You're not gonna be able to make that mistake against this Bengals team.
And then you said it. Stafford throws the almost horrible pick. That could have. I don't know if it would have sealed it.
Bro,
I don't know.
Gosh.
I don't know who it was to or who ran the wrong route or whatever.
Who's
but
in the middle of 2 receivers?
Yeah, and it wouldn't have sealed it, but it would have made it really, really hard on the Rams if the 49ers went down.
Oh yeah,
and got points.
Were they? Was that game tied at that point, or were they still down 3?
I think
the Rams are still down.
The Rams are still down at that point.
Right, the Rams were down. You're right. So it would have been a big, big swing. And then I wrote, lastly, I don't know, like you blame Garoppolo, but I just think it was too much to ask for him. He can't drive a team down the field with 1 timeout. He can't. And they didn't even get a yard.
That way. No.
And then they got behind early with a delay of game penalty?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
So I just think, I don't know if he made mistakes. I just think this was beyond his abilities. They blitzed him and then he just folded. So I would be interested if he comes back. I'm leaning towards you, Omar. I'm thinking they want something else. I think they're like, we got to change it up because he was the weakest link in their team. He was bad Garoppolo.
He's not coming back.
I texted you. I was like, here comes bad Garoppolo. And he almost threw the pick like 2 plays after I texted that. Like, he's going to have the play. It's going to be bad Garoppolo. So those were the games. All right, let's get into the rankings. We now know our Super Bowl teams. First of all, let's rank the teams. Who gets your number 1 seed? Who gets your number 2 seed? Cincinnati Rams.
I don't think there's going to be any argument. The Rams are on paper the top team.
Okay.
And they're at home.
They're at home. Although, as we've seen, I don't think that really matters. LA seems to drag the opposite team's fans for everything.
Last year was the first year ever that the home team won the Super Bowl in their own stadium. I mean, I think in the 80s, the Niners played in Santa Clara, or something like that, before that they had actually moved out of Candlestick. But that I think it helps a lot because we talk about all the hubbub that goes along with the Super Bowl. I think it helps that you already have your family stay. It's already taken care of. You know what I mean? I think it helps a lot, the home team having that extra weight that they could just focus on the game.
Sleeping in your own bed, eating your own food, like you're not on the road at all.
Yeah.
Like
I think the Rams
lights, you see those bright lights of LA all day long anyways.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be fine.
I think it's got to be an advantage.
Yeah, well, they only opened up at 3.5 point favorites though. That kind of concerns me.
That's interesting.
In the Super Bowl. Yeah, only 3 points. That's a standard, home team spread for sure.
Hey,
right.
Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Joe Burrow.
All right, let's go rank the QBs. Who do you got? You got to pick one QB, Burrow or Stafford.
I'm taking Burrow.
I got Stafford. He's just a veteran.
I'm going Burrow. I'm all in on Joey Burrow. I'm all in on the Tiger King, Joey Burrow.
I am too.
I can see
You
him
know what?
lighting the cigar.
reason this guy is so young. He doesn't. I don't think he doesn't feel the.
He doesn't know how to be
pressure yet.
nervous.
Yeah.
He doesn't know
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Rank the coaches. Who do you got? You can go
McVay.
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 Yeah, all day long.
Okay.
But remember, Patrick, this guy Taylor's my pick to win the coach
Where
of the
did he
year, and
come
I think
from?
I told you that.
Yeah.
Where did
That
he
was your
come
lock
from?
it in pick.
Where did he come from?
I don't know where he's from.
I don't know. I think he came from the jungle. Just
I almost want to say that was the Green Bay Packers offensive
Yeah,
coordinator.
I think he
before.
wasn't with the Packers.
oh, okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, he was
Zach
with the
Taylor,
Packers.
right?
Yeah.
Zach Taylor. He looks like he's a few years older than Joe Burrow too, so he's pretty young. And the Bengals are like this young team that have the makings of an 8-year run in them. They got the
I
QB,
agree.
they got the
I mean-
coach, they got the running back, they got a fun defense.
Oh, whoa! This is going to be something special. So this changes things. He was actually the quarterbacks coach for the Rams.
That that now you're right. That's where it came from. You're right.
Maybe
And
that's
then
where the
he was
3.5
assistant-
point spread came from.
Yeah, so this could be something to think about. He probably knows McVay's offense like McVay knows his offense because he was the quarterbacks coach and the wide receivers coach over there for LA.
Oh no, I'm getting some bad Bill Callahan versus John Gruden and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers vibes now.
You gotta
Yeah.
you have too many Raider analogies.
What are you talking about? I'm a Raiders
Give
fan.
the Raider analogy some rest.
I'm biased. What are you talking about? I'm biased. I'm a biased man.
And I
Silver
got a
and black.
tidbit for you, and you probably would never know this. He was the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year in 2006.
Wow. Wait, the coach was?
Yeah,
Nebraska,
2006?
right? Was it Nebraska?
he went to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Wow. Reminds me of a young Rich Gannon.
Get out of here.
All right, you know what, Omar? I'm muting your mic. You're muted for the next 2 minutes. You think about what you've done.
Maniac with the Raiders. I was with the Raiders.
We had dark years too, all right? It wasn't all great. You remember the Todd Marinovich years? Those were bad. Those were traumatizing. All right, forget all that. On to the awards. Who won the weekend? I have as my nominees the fourth quarter, Joe Burrow, Sean McVay, or the SoFi Stadium. Or write in your own.
I'm gonna write in my own rebuilds, franchise rebuilds. This is a win for franchise rebuilds to have the number one pick to get your franchise quarterback to basically bring his personal toy from LSU in Jamar Chase. Again, I think this is a big win for GMs that say we can rebuild. Case in point, look what the Cincinnati Bengals just did.
Yeah, and
you could argue that
years, and it doesn't have to take 5 years.
You could argue that for the Rams too, bringing in Stafford, the rebuild won the weekend.
You could argue that I get to go away from Goff and cut that.
Yeah. What about you, D? Who won the weekend?
I'm gonna do this for all Dallas Cowboy fans out there. The Dallas Cowboy fans won the weekend because number one, we don't have to see the 49ers try to strive for 6, right? We get a Super Bowl that nobody really cares about. The Rams aren't a rival. The Bengals, right? They have 0 championships. So football fans and Dallas Cowboy fans won the weekend because they're gonna sleep nicely tonight. That's who won.
You know what? I agree with you. Yeah. I do think Cowboys fans feel like they won today. I do feel like you're right. Pat, I don't know if I like it. I just agree with you.
Pat, tell me how the Raiders won the weekend.
Okay. Here's how the Raiders. All right, Omar. You want to get smug? Number one, we got a new head coach. We got a new GM. We're hosting the Pro Bowl. And let's go back 2 years, Omar. All right, put your phone down for 2 seconds, will you? Last year, we had the very first home Super Bowl game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This year, we have another home Super Bowl game. Do you know where the Super Bowl is in 2 years?
Las Vegas.
It's in Las Vegas. Thus, the gods have spoken. We are going to dig out the corpse of Kenny Stabler. We're going to find Art Shell somewhere, and we're going to get Mark Davis will lead a parade around the strip of Las Vegas, and we will return to the Super Bowl. Las Vegas Raiders won the weekend. You can't deny it.
I have another who won the weekend, though, and I think you'd appreciate this, Pat. Chris Collinsworth gets to call a Bengals Super Bowl.
That's good. That's good. He may win the Super Bowl weekend as well. You know, Al, I just want to adopt Joe Burrow, and I want to tuck him in at night and read him stories about how I was in the Super Bowl in 1981 and Kenny Anderson had 6 concussions and he still played, Al. He is going to have a crazy like Christmas Day celebration the week of. Chris Collinsworth calling a Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl. I can't wait. He might have won this weekend. You're totally right.
Yeah, he did.
All right, lock it in predictions. What do you want to go? You can go anywhere with this one. You can predict the Super Bowl. You can predict the Pro Bowl. You can predict if Aaron Rodgers is going to do anything crazy to draw attention.
Well, let me ask.
Lock it in predictions.
Pat, are we doing a show next week to kind of, because I would like to do like prop bets and stuff like that.
I'm good with that. I'm good with any type of show. Yeah, we can do prop bets. We can do awards for the season.
I want to do some prop bets. Patrick, get some prop bets. Let's do our lock in for the game.
Okay.
Next week. And
so we'll save
some serious one. First to score. Who scores the first touchdown? But then let's do some. We'll talk commercials. We'll do a Super Bowl preview.
So save lock it in for next week.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, let's lock in the Pro Bowl then. At least. Who wins?
Okay.
I want to go with the West. Do they play? No, it's not East West. It's AFC NFC, right?
Yeah.
One year they didn't do AFC NFC though.
They just picked? Yeah.
Yeah. So is it AFC NFC this year?
Yeah, it's AFC NFC this year.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, who's in the Super? We got Rams and Bengals. So take those players out. Yeah, I'll go AFC.
We got the Bills coaches and we got the Packers coaches coaching for the NFC.
Yeah, I'll go AFC.
I'll go AFC as well.
Who's going to win the dodgeball? You know they play dodgeball the week of.
Yeah.
I think I'm put money on if he plays Derrick Henry. I think he's pretty pissed off the way the season ended for him.
Derrick Henry has unfinished business. Yeah, that's right. What Tom Cruise movie? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
All right, I have a special challenge for you guys this week. I was listening to a radio show and they were debating who can throw the ball the furthest, and they were asking how many quarterbacks in the league right now do you think can throw 65 yards? I already wrote down all my picks. I have all the starting quarterbacks written down. Everybody I knew off the top of my head except for Houston. I have no idea who the quarterback of Houston is, so I just skipped them. I'm going to start from the top.
Davis Mills, right?
Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to start from the top. First quarterback, can this guy throw 65 yards, yes or no? Josh Allen, yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, easy.
Yes.
All day long.
Go ahead, start with you, Omar.
Closed.
Yes, that's a yes, easy.
I said yes also.
Yep.
Tua.
No.
I'm gonna say Tua can. Not accurately, but he can.
I say Tua, those left-handers, they're just awkward throwers, man. They just don't look natural. Nope.
I agree. Dino, no. Omar says yes. I said no. Mac Jones. I said, or you guys go first. Mac Jones.
I say no.
Yeah.
I said no also. We all agree. Zach Wilson.
Yes. I saw him at the combine. I saw some tape of him. Hey, he can throw it.
Hey, is the quarterback challenge still around? Remember that? Where the quarterbacks would have to throw through tires and shit?
They were all in Miami, but that was late July, early August.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was in the offseason. That wasn't
the Pro Bowl. That was preseason stuff.
I love that. It was like the wild world of sports for football. I love the quarterback challenge. I said no on Zach Wilson. Omar, you said no?
Yes. No. He's yes.
I
Oh,
say
he's a
yes.
yes. Oh, we
Yeah.
split on that one. I said no. Next division. Lamar Jackson, 65 yards. Yes or no?
I say yes.
I'll
He's an
say yes.
athlete.
I'll say
We
yes.
all agreed. I said yes also. Joe Burrow.
Easy.
Yeah, I want to say yes.
Really? I said no. We disagree. Baker Mayfield.
Oh, fuck
Yes.
no.
Yeah,
No.
he can.
I went
There
no
was
way.
one. They had him.
Hey.
They had a YouTube of him when he threw a ball away,
Really?
and he launched it to the back of the other end zone, and it was. Oh, I remember. He can absolutely he can.
Wow. Okay.
How
We
can
disagree.
how can we get confirmation on this, PAT?
No, this is just purely like your thoughts. You think they can do it.
We need confirmation here.
That's why I want the quarterback challenge to come back every year. Should be contractually
Oh, you
obligated.
don't have these answers?
We need.
No,
to
this
tweet
is what you
somebody.
think.
We're gonna have to. We're
Fuck
gonna have
out
to
of
tweet.
here with this.
We're gonna have to
Well,
tweet
I got to know
somebody,
what you
PAT.
think.
Okay.
I got to know what you think. Where was I? You said no on Dino said yes on Joe Burrow. Omar said no. Oh no, Baker Mayfield. All right, Ben Roethlisberger.
No, not
I said
anymore.
no way.
Not
No,
anymore.
no way. Yeah, this is currently.
Not after his
I
dead
don't think
arm,
he
right?
gets it. I don't think he gets it 45 yards.
What about Carson Wentz?
No.
Yes, I say yes.
Mm,
I've seen
I
him
said-
plenty, and I've seen him plenty in the NFC East.
I
He
say
can.
yes. I think he can throw the ball far. Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Mm. No,
I said yes. What about Ryan Tannehill?
No.
he's got a dart. I say
Can it go
yes.
65 yards though from the 35
What, 35?
to the goal line?
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty far. No.
Okay. We agree. I said no also. Teddy Bridgewater. I'll answer for you guys. That's no across the board.
That's a no. That's a hard no.
Okay, we all agree on that one. Patrick Mahomes. I think we all know the answer to that.
Easy.
That's an easy. Okay, tough one. Derek Carr.
No.
I want
I
to
think
say
he has a.
no.
I think he has a little pussy arm.
Oh. It's inappropriate.
That was a shot for sure.
What about you, Omar? Yes or no?
No.
I said no also. He's no Jim Plunkett. Justin Herbert. I think we know the answer to this.
Easy.
I say easy also. He's got
I
I
say
think
yes.
he could throw it. I think he
Yeah.
could throw it 85 yards.
Yeah.
All right, now to the NFC East. Dak Prescott.
No.
He can't. He cannot.
Oh, really? I went with yes. Both of you guys say no.
No.
He can't.
He can't.
I think he could barely get it like 55.
Okay, next one. I am changing the question. Not only am I asking what about Daniel Jones? Or should I amend this question to can Daniel Jones just take a snap from center?
Can Daniel Jones, I bet you could.
Oh, really? I said no.
He's a big dude.
Okay.
I'm
about
not
you,
saying,
D?
I'm not saying he's completing the pass. I'm just
No,
saying,
this is just quarterback challenge.
yeah, he can throw it 65 yards.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't think so
I
either.
don't think so.
Jalen Hurts. Jalen sad face Hurts.
No.
He cannot.
He
We
cannot.
agree. I said no also. Taylor Heineke.
No.
He has a rocket though.
Really? 65
Yeah.
yards?
Tyler Haneke could. I think he can make that.
Oh, okay. I said no also. Justin Fields.
Ooh.
I haven't seen enough of him. I don't think so though. I don't think he's strong enough.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. I went with no. Jared Goff.
No.
Mm-mm.
Me neither. I said no. We all agree. Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah,
Yep,
we've seen
we
him do
agree.
that.
Kirk Cousins?
Oh no.
I went with no also.
But he would if he got the vaccine. Nah, I'm just joking. Move on, move on, move on, move on.
Or you get pulled off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some tough ones. Matt Ryan. Current Matt Ryan.
No.
I said no.
I don't think so either.
We agree. Sam Darnold. I just assume Sam Darnold still plays for the Panthers. I don't even know.
He can't.
Oh, no.
Here's a can Cam Newton and Sam Darnold combine for 65 yards?
Yeah, I think they could get 64 and 3/4.
Yeah.
I think and a little bit of a roll. I think they could get it. Yeah. I said yes on Sam Darnold. Like he's a big guy. I just thought he could throw it far.
I don't think he can.
Okay. No. What about Jameis Winston?
Yes.
I think he probably could.
Me too. I think he's got a rocket.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
No.
I went
Not
with no.
anymore.
Not
Yeah,
anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I looked up that pass he threw last week. That bomb.
How far was that?
He threw it from the 45, but it landed on the 10. So he threw it 55 yards.
Yeah.
So, but I went with no. I say he's too old. But he didn't need to throw 65 yards. All right, last division, Kyler Murray.
Yes.
Ooh.
I think he could throw it off his back foot 65 yards.
He was an outfielder at baseball.
Yeah, he's a baseball player.
Yeah.
Baseball players can do it.
He probably has a rocket.
Matt Stafford.
I'd say he used to. I don't know about this age. I want to say no, but he's close. He and Derek Carr, it's similar. I think they probably could have at one point in time, but
Really?
I don't think they could now.
I still think he has
I went
it
with
in him.
yes. I think he's got a cannon.
I still think
Also, he holds
has
the
it in.
ball. He holds the ball like he's holding a children's football, too. I
He
think
used to
he's got a
play
huge
baseball,
hand.
too.
And
Yeah, he used to play
Staff
baseball.
did have a baseball background too.
Okay. Last two. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Look at Omar.
He's not even beating Roethlisberger.
Man, you know what I hate about all this, Omar, is that your projections have been confirmed today because you never gave Garoppolo any love, even though he was winning. You were like, nah, don't trust him. Nah, I'm never buying his jersey. Nah, I don't believe in Garoppolo. And now you have been confirmed that he was not the man. So in some weird way, you're right, even though you lost today.
Right. I'm right.
Who won the weekend? Omar Carmona.
Yeah.
Last one, Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah. Baseball background too.
Oh.
He's athletic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said no, but the baseball would change me.
Yep.
We agreed on like half those. All right. Legal ramifications, Omar. I thought of this question on Wednesday. I need to hear your answer. How do you prepare an opening statement? Do you is there a formula?
I saw your note.
Do you have a beginning, middle, and
Some
end?
lawyers
How do you do this?
I never do. And the reason why I never prepare an opening statement is because I don't want the jury to think that I committed to something way too early. Because if something happens in the trial that kind of goes against what I said in opening statement, guess what? I lose all credibility. So I never, ever, I do give an opening statement, but it's very general. It's very like telling the jury, hey, keep an open mind about this. Maybe I'll get into something about the case, but I mean, I never commit because I've seen lawyers commit too much to opening statement, and then you look like an awesome, when it happens to the other guy, you look, hey, ladies and gentlemen, when that guy came up here and he said you were going to see this and that, did you ever see this? And they're like, hey, that guy lied to us. So you never, ever want to commit to too much on an opening. Some people do. I don't.
That surprises me.
No, you don't. Look,
Is
trials
there
aren't one.
is there
trials
any
aren't
sort of
one.
formula that's taught, like how to do an opening statement?
I'm sure there is. I'm sure, but I don't. Fuck them. Now is not the time to be asking about my opening. Let me give you an opening statement. What we should be doing about the offseason. Let's get rid of Jimmy G. John Lynch, don't make me.
I have
look
no
like
follow up.
We're getting rid of Jimmy G. John Lynch, don't make me look like an asshole when you bring him back.
Wow. Oh, the defense rests. There's nothing left for that statement. All right, Dinofications question. Diamante Williams, if you could change careers right now to anything at all, what would you change your career to?
I'd be a pit master.
Nice.
A what? What's that?
A pit
Barbecue.
master. Barbecue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. I love it. It's like it's soothing. Just going out there like smoking meat all day long. Best thing ever, man. I don't know why.
Do you see yourself as like a pit master, like you own a restaurant, or like someone that goes to like barbecue festivals around the country?
Nah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see that, and it's something that I've wanted to. One of these days when I don't have little kids running around all the time, and I know I just don't, because of they ruin everything for me. But I can see what you're saying there. I have a buddy that started that, and
I know what you're talking about,
and he loves it.
He was a lawyer, right? What's his name?
Underwood.
Yeah, I know. He went to Hanks.
Yeah, he was a wrestler at Hanks.
Yeah,
let's get him on the pod.
Yeah, we're good friends,
so
and he'll talk. Yeah, we should get him on one day and talk about something. But he loves it, and I think I can't speak for him, but I'm pretty sure he's considered that one day he may hang up the lawyer thing and may go straight into, he's getting sponsors, and people are paying to so that he can advertise them as well, and there's something there.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you cook, Diamante? Is it something specific, or you just like the process of smoking stuff in general?
Both, right?
Both, it's like Patrick kind of like walked in. He wanted to walk in at something else.
Jim, you didn't hear the joke that I laid out for you there.
No, both.
Everything.
Ribs, briskets, chickens. I have a green egg back there. I used to have a big old smoker with a side box and everything, but when we moved to the new house, I bought a green egg. I told myself I was going to do it, but it's almost cheating using that green egg. I tell myself, I'm like, this is cheating, because the green egg holds the heat so well that all you have to do is just put the meat on there and leave it. When you have other big old smokers and everything, you have to actively be watching that stuff and actively feeding the fire and stuff like that. It's an all day job. It's a job for sure. Wow.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know it was so involved.
Yeah.
From an early age, you had I don't know what you would call it. You had a desire to cook stuff on a grill, even from an early age. So maybe this shouldn't surprise me that you want to be a pit master.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Well, gentlemen, the Sunday Night Talk, we have one game left in the Super Bowl. Next week, prop show extravaganza.
Let's do it.
For Diamante Williams, for Omar Carmona, we'll see you guys next week. On to the Super Bowl.
Boys.
Good to see you guys.
Hooday.
Okay, that is it. That is the show. That is the Conference Championship Sunday Night Talk. How about that? How about Omar on fire? Diamante on fire. Lot to be said. Hey, Omar's team lost, but me and Diamante's team lost 2 weeks ago. Somehow Dino took it as a win. I don't know about that. You're going to have to judge for yourself what you feel about that. That's the Sunday Night Talk. That's what we do. We talk it out. Don't forget, February 11th, catch me doing live stand-up comedy, 9:30 p.m. right here on the West Coast in Burbank, California. How do you go? You contact me, or flapperscomedy.com is the website. I hope to see you there. It's going to be a great, great show. So, come out. Well, what did we learn today? We learned that no team is ever out of a game. We learned that the home team can indeed be a Super Bowl game 2 years in a row. That's what we know now. And we learned that a week in between the conference championship and the Super Bowl is the better way to go. Okay, I admit it. It's not my favorite, but it is better. Yes. How are you feeling for the Super Bowl? I'm feeling good. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Let's match it up. Let's make some prop bets, which is, by the way, going to be next week's show. So get ready for that. And overall, that was a fun weekend. We talked about games of yore. We talked about my Raiders at an extensive amount of time. And of course, we break it all down, who our new favorite teams are. So, for the Sunday Night Talk for me, Patrick Ramirez, Omar Carmona, and Diamante Williams, we will see you next week.